What can we do with our emails once we receive them in Gmail? And how do we segregate them into various storage areas and folders? Gmail doesn't actually have folders. It has categories, it has labels. We'll use the word storage areas and folders interchangeably, and over the next few lessons, you'll learn why. In the meantime, let's see what kind of email actions we can take in this lesson. But before we start, remember the keyboard shortcut Z, as in zebra. It's similar to Control Z in most other apps, but in Gmail, it's just the letter Z by itself. Let's quickly go over the areas where the emails are stored again. So initially, emails all come into the inbox right up here. Then we've got some emails we can segregate and quickly get to by starring them. And the way we do that is by clicking on the star icon next to any email right here. And that way, when we click on starred, we will see just the emails that were starred. We also have ability to snooze emails, which we'll cover shortly, which means a way to get them out of inbox temporarily and then bring them back. Also, we have a way to mark emails as important, which is this little icon right here next to each email. And then we can easily look at just the important ones by clicking on the important. So these are the segregation areas we can use for emails. And then whenever we send email, it winds up being in the sent folder. Then we have the categories here. So we can have categories like social updates, forums, promotions, where Gmail automatically segregates emails into these categories. We can easily change that through settings. And we'll cover that when we go through settings. And then we have labels, all kinds of different labels. And labels are to segregate emails. And so the only other things we didn't cover are when the emails come in and Google thinks that they're spam, they will be automatically put in the spam area right here. And then if you delete an email, then it goes into trash. And then it'll be there for 30 days. Whenever you delete emails, you can still get them back by going to trash and getting them out. Now let's step through and see what we can do with these emails. The first thing we can do is we can star an email by clicking on the icon here, or make it important by clicking on the second icon. Of course, we can do both if we wanted to. Then we have the sender of the email, followed by the subject of email. And if there is room, we also see a little bit of text here next to the subject that shows what the email is about. Then next to that, if we hover over any email, you can see these little icons show up on the same line that we're on. And these icons allow us to do 4 typical things. The first one is called archive, and that allows us to move email from inbox into a separate storage area called archive. Just like you would archive anything else, it's an archive of emails. Why would you ever want to do this? The reason would be if you don't want to delete something, but at the same time you want to be able to find it in search, then you would put it in archive so it's not sitting in front of you in inbox. So for example, if we take this email and we click on archive, now it's gone. And you can see it says conversation archived. Okay, if we wanted to do a search for that email, we would still find it because it's still available to us. It's just not in the inbox. The second icon here is delete. And this allows us to delete current emails. So if we click on it, it says conversation moved to trash. And now it's gone from the inbox. Now, if we went to trash, we can see the email is right there in trash. And if we click on it, we can see it, of course. And we can also move it out from trash into the inbox if that's what we wanted to do. I don't recommend you delete trash at all because it'll automatically recycle every 30 days anyway. So there's really no reason to delete things in trash. And that way, in case you delete something you don't want, then you can easily get to it by going to trash. The next icon is mark as read. And that simply takes the current message, which is unread, and we can tell it because it's all in boldface. We click on it. Now you can see the boldface is gone. That means the message has been read. And we can click on it again to mark it as unread. The next icon is snooze, which allows us to select when we want this message to disappear from the inbox and then come back at a certain time in the future. So for example, tomorrow at 8 a.m., we'll just select this particular option. And now the conversation says it's been snoozed. If we click on the snoozed area, we can see it's right there. It'll come back to us tomorrow at 8 a.m. We can unsnooze it from here, or You can just leave it alone and it'll simply reappear tomorrow at 8 a.m. If you wanted to snooze the conversation to a different date or time, it's very easily doable by using the pick date and time option at the bottom. So you don't have to select any of the ones that they give you as default. You can select and pick date and time. You have a nice calendar, and you can indicate when you want that message to come back, both date and time. And then after you save it, that's when it's going to come back into your inbox. So these are the most important and typical options available, and they're available right there when you hover.